love Wow Wow West.
I
love Wow Wow West.
Uh-huh.
I love Wow Wow West.
Yeah! Welcome to the pod. It has been so fucking long, and now you're back. And you're with the Mac, and I'm gonna do a little thing called rapping on a microphone, and then I might go home, and then I take the microphone, take it home, because it's mine. I bought it, I purchased it, and I got a receipt, and you can ask my deed. Woo!
I love Wow Wow West.
Welcome to Danny Mac's Awful Podcast, buddy. I'm your host. My name is Danny Mac. We got a solo pod for you today, and I got lots to talk about. Not really. I generally don't have much to say. However, I will urge you to pay money to hear me struggle with more things to say by subscribing to the Patreon. You go to patreon.com/DMApod, or just hit the top link in the show notes of this podcast episode. It'll take you to Patreon, and that's a website where you can give a goon like me a couple bucks a month, and then you get perks. The perks in this case are you get the pod early, or you get extra pod, or in most cases you get both. So the pod comes out early, and you get anywhere from 1 to 78,000 extra minutes of the podcast episode. That's just, the general space, time-wise, that we're living within for the bonus for you. Lots to cover today, but first, let's do a top 5, shall we? Top 5 bad girl names. Number 5, Summer. Sorry, Summer, but you're a bad girl. If your name is Summer, 99% of the time, you're going to be trouble. You're going to be smoking cigs and breaking hearts and disobeying your father. Top 5 bad girl names. Number 4, Becky. You already know she's a bitch. Shout out to any Becky out there who's nice. It's got to be tough for you. Okay. Top 5 bad girl names. Coming in at number 3, we've got Crystal. This one was tough. I know a very sweet girl named Crystal. I just happen to know several other monsters whose name happened to be Crystal. Top 5 bad girl names. Number 2 is, I don't care if you spell it with a C or a K, it's Jessica. Maybe if you go by Jess, you're a little nicer, but full name Jessica, trouble. Shout out to my friend Jessica listening to this right now. She knows what I'm talking about. She's pure evil. And how is she listening to this? You guessed it. A cell phone snuck in someone's asshole inside of prison, because that's where she is. Top 5 bad girl names. Number 1, Maleficent. 100% of people who I've at least read about who are named Maleficent are fucking, I'll just say it, pure evil. So there you go. That's the first top 5 list tonight. There's going to be a lot more where that came from, folks.
Absolutely. That's the dog from hell.
That's the dog from hell. That should be my nickname. That should be my nickname indeed. I'm the dog from hell. Well. You know what I did a few days ago? I got together with all my pals who I have hosted trivia nights with around the city over the years, and we went and we saw a movie, and the name of that movie is called The Mandalorian and Grogu. First of all, people ask me about this trivia company that I've worked for a while, and I knew almost nothing, and I sort of quizzed them. I became the trivia master to the trivia masters.
How do you like that?
And I said, when did this company start? It was 19 years ago. And when they moved here, only 5 or 6 bars in the city were doing trivia. And they said, we can do better than that. And so now they have proliferated trivia across the land. And I'm just going to start telling people they invented trivia. So congratulations to the folks at Nice Guys Trivia for inventing trivia. It's pretty impressive what you did. You invented asking questions and having people answer them, at least to win beer, anyway. But yes, we saw Mando and Grogu based on the Disney show called The Mandalorian, and Grogu, of course, is little baby Yoda. We love baby Yoda, don't we, folks? He's small. His eyes, not like other Yodas, no, but his eyes are big like a Bambi. And what's up with Mando and Grogu? Okay, 62% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience score is way higher. That's classic. You can set your watch to that, especially for anything franchisey. My thoughts, if you care to hear them. I thought it was a bit too long. And I was wondering if kids would be a little bored during the film because they are there for cute little Grogu. And there's not a lot of Grogu doing stuff in this movie. He has his own little mini set piece later on in the film. But there's not a ton for that little fucker to do. And I remember even in the first episode of the Disney show, that little son of a bitch was like stopping a big space rhino from goring Mando to death. Also, sweet deal for Pedro Pascal. He gets top billing on this thing, and he only shows his face for like 4 minutes in the movie. Me and Johnny, we were among the group that went to go see it, and we took bets on how often we would actually see Pedro Pascal's face in it. And I said only 2 scenes. Johnny said 4. And it was basically just one scene, and I think a total of 6 minutes we actually get to see Pedro Pascal. Otherwise, I'm guessing my guy just hopped in the booth, laid down some Mando voice, and collected a fat-ass paycheck. And to that, we salute you, sir. Congratulations. No, I want... Yeah! Voiceover work! Tough to break into, but sick if you could get it. Anyway, we saw Mando. It's also Pedro Pascal. It's funny that he's fitting into this this realm in television and cinema of having to safely escort a small but equally dangerous travel companion and protect them until he gets hurt, and then the travel companion has to take care of him, and he ultimately becomes their de facto father. It's very like, I'm obviously describing The Last of Us and this thing as well, but hey, that's how we like Pedro. We like him taking care of small things that can knife you in the neck. That happens in both Mando and Grogu and The Last of Us, by the way. Ellie stabs bad guys in the throat, and so does Grogu, little baby Yoda. He splits open a few windpipes in this one. Pretty gory. That's also why I thought kids might not enjoy it. But the reviews of this, it kind of got me thinking, like, people are going to go see it no matter what, and a lot of people are saying the same thing. This kind of just feels like an extra long episode of the TV show, and I think it feels a lot like 4 episodes of the show kind of mushed together. Like there's like act breaks, and then at around the like 25% mark, it feels like what happened in the beginning of the movie is not relevant at all to the rest of the stuff that we're seeing. It's just kind of like a couple of adventures, and then there's one that takes a bit longer. I guess something with Jabba the Hutt is in it that sort of stretches throughout most of the movie, but even not entirely most of it. And his name is not Jabba the Hutt, but there's a new... You guys know Jabba the Hutt, right? He's the big wormy guy. He's like a big...
I love Wild Wild West.
No, Dalen, that's not time to talk about Wild Wild West right now. It's he's the big slug man. And in this one... there's a buff Jabba the Hutt. It's the son of Jabba the Hutt, and it's voiced by Jeremy Allen White. And this buff Hutt guy, Buffy the Hutt, Jabba the Buff, it's weird. It's like the Tony Soprano meme where he's coming out of the pool, and it's like, this is what the peak male body looks like, but if there was no sex appeal added to it at all. And there's a lot of like crazy monsters who look good CGI-wise in the movie. But for some reason, the dude who should have looked the best, which is the Jabba the Hutt guy, I don't know, man. Sometimes I was like, this looks very, like, not like a real giant space slug. Because we all know what a real giant space slug is supposed to look like. But anyway, there's like a 3-way battle between 3 of the Hutts. So just imagine like 3 Jabba the Hutts like rolling around and uppercutting each other. So that was very amusing. There's a lot of weird, funny stuff going on. And I kind of wanted to laugh every time he was on the screen. Did I say Jeremy Allen White voices him from The Bear? Like the main dude from The Bear is the voice of... Yeah, that's right. Bruce Springsteen is the voice of the new Jabba the Buff guy. So anyway, just Google a picture of him. Have the weirdest goon session of your life to that. Challenge yourself. Do the try not to bust fast while looking at the new Jabba the Hutt challenge, folks. I dare you. I dare you to give it a shot. Yeah, that's right. Challenge extended. Anyway, Star Wars has sort of become... Do you guys agree with me on this? It's not even like a movie or a show. It's just like it is just Star Wars. It's its own form of media, and it does not get judged in the same way that we judge film or television. Like, it's Star Wars, so you watch it, and if it disappoints you or it exceeds expectations, that's all part of it, like just being Star Wars. The crazier thing being Andor, the 2-season show on Disney Plus, which is, I mean, yeah, I've talked about this before, but just has no business being as good as it is. I would recommend it to anyone, even people who don't like Star Wars. It's just preposterously high level. Tony Scott murdered it on that one, and that's, I think, like the best and worst thing that has ever happened to Star Wars, because you set this bar incredibly high, and you also proved that what people do want is a smart adult Star Wars, that it's like, it's not winky, it's not cute at all, and that can succeed. But Disney's like, well, we still got to do the whole Disney thing, right? It still has to appeal to everyone. And maybe that's only theatrically, maybe because Tony Scott already had great success with Rogue One, that they're like, do whatever you want for a season of a show or two. But I almost feel like that kind of hurts the rest of Star Wars because it sticks out like a sore thumb. But anyway, there's some cool stuff in Mando and Grogu. Like, first of all, if you are a huge fan of the show, you're going to see it no matter what. The puppetry was cool. There's like stop motion elements that were really cool. Like, in the original Star Wars trilogy, the AT-ATs and the AT-STs, they walked around, the chicken walkers, the big mech chicken walkers. They move around and they're kind of clearly like stop motion animation. There's a sequence with AT-ATs and AT-STs or whatever, I don't know which is which, but the chicken walkers in this movie. And I feel like they're doing stop motion animation for them. And then later there's these little 4 alien guys, and they also look like they're stop motion. And you just don't see that anymore. And I don't know, it's probably CGI and just some effect to make it feel that way for sort of like emotion-y continuity across the Star Wars universe. But I don't know, I thought that was cool. Martin Scorsese, who I think famously like talked shit about Star Wars, or I guess maybe it was Marvel movies, but Martin Scorsese, yes, the director of Goodfellas, is in this movie. He voices an alien guy, and it's like the most, that's Martin Scorsese, and that's an alien, and I cannot see these two things as one ever. Like, you would need to be a child to see that performance and just separate it from your mind. You would have to have no idea. Even if you don't know who Martin Scorsese is, I think you're going to like watch that part and be like, something seems different about this. Like, this is not like the kind of voice actor you would normally get for this. But yeah, anyway, that was cool and jarring at the same time. Martin Scorsese voicing a 4-armed alien who makes like noodles or something. Also another character that I wanted to laugh at. But yeah, like I said, it really just kind of feels like 4 episodes of the show put together. And that kind of might be exactly what you're looking for. So that's my review of, you might be wondering why I'm so bad at reviews. No, that's sort of my thoughts on that one. But another top 5? Okay. Top 5 words that you overthink and spell wrong despite them being pretty simple words to spell. Number 5, recipe. Top 5 simple words you overthink and spell wrong. Number 4, laser. Yeah, you put a Z in there, don't you? You crazy bastard. I do it sometimes too. Also, petition to respell laser permanently with a Z instead of an S. It's not a lasser. Get the fuck out of here. I'm tattling on myself here. Top 5 simple words you overthink and spell wrong. I've got at number 3, palette. Nah, that one's kind of a cheat because there's like 4 different ways to spell it, but still, you're overthinking it every time you write it down. Top 5 simple words you overthink and spell wrong. Number 2, I've got Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
It's Ehrmantraut. That's my name, Walter. Learn how to spell it. It's Ehrmantraut, Walter.
I'm not even sure if that's right. Top 5 simple words you overthink and spell wrong. Receipt. It seems like kind of a cheat. I already put recipe on there, but hey, what are you going to do? What other drops do I got for you?
Welcome, Punch!
Hey, you know that fa? you know, that you hear on everyone's reels these days. Fa!
Falcon Punch!
I think that might be from Super Smash Brothers originally. Does anyone know? I don't want to Google it. I want to figure it out, but I also am not good at using my brain, so...
I thought they were about to start throwing their panties at me.
As you could tell by me randomly playing sound effects. What else we got going on? Yeah. How much money did that new Grogu movie make? Oh, so this sort of transitions me into talking a little bit more about what's going on in the movie theaters. I hope you're down to hear some Danny opinions, but there is some data I can sprinkle in here as well. So this new Mando Grogu, it's the lowest opening for a Star Wars movie in the Disney era. So it made just a little bit less than Solo, a Star Wars story in 2018, which I think is kind of shit on a bit too much. I don't mind that movie. But it does feel indicative of the times that we're living in the movie business. It's changing. I think we can all kind of feel it changing. The box office this year is going to be higher than it was in 2019, so a 7-year high. And do you remember when it felt like there was always going to be like 3 superhero movies dominating the box office at the same time at all times? Well, now it's like what's working in movies is a little different, and I think it's great. Like genre movies with a lot of unknown filmmakers, quote-unquote unproven filmmakers, and unknown actors are crushing. Like Obsession made more money in its second week than in its first week. That's insane. Like, that never happens. And the filmmakers who did that are like, someone's like, hey, these are the guys that made that. And I'm like, oh, I know them from making Instagram reels, like, and YouTube comedy shorts. And then there's a YouTuber named Markiplier, who admittedly I like don't really know much about. I became familiar with him a few years ago when I auditioned for a feature he was doing. And I'm like, oh, has this guy made a feature before? And he stars and wrote and directs this feature. He did one called Iron Lung this year, a sci-fi horror movie, and he independently financed it and wrote it, directed, produced, and starred, and it's an adaptation of a little indie video game, I think, but that fucking murdered. He made tons of cash on that one. And then this week, Backrooms is coming out, and that's directed by Kane Parsons, who 7 years ago, when I think he was like 14 or 13, he made a YouTube short, a YouTube horror short, and now he's releasing a major A24 movie. At the age of 20, he directed this thing. So I don't know. I think things are changing for the better. Studios are going to start investing way more in YouTube talent and people who make their own shit. So I guess make your own shit what's your alternative? If studios aren't giving you money to do stuff, you got to make your own shit anyway. But it seems like it's arrived. Like, 2 things have happened, I feel like. Like, superhero movies are we've done all the major superheroes, and it's not like they're like dipping in quality, but it's like we've kind of like seen the stories of the ones we care most about. So that's why they're pivoting to other things. And one of the biggest changes is that video game movies are now becoming, or have become, the new superhero movie. So the Super Mario movie, the sequel, like, wisely is like, let's get Star Fox in here. The Legend of Zelda movie is going to come out next year. Like, that is just going to make such an absurd fuck ton of money unless it is so abysmally reviewed. Like, honestly, it could come in at like 30% tomato meter, like that really means anything, and still just absolutely crush. You know, before you know it, there's going to be a Metroid movie, there'll be a Star Fox movie. I've been saying I think that Nintendo is gearing up for a Super Smash Brothers movie. You got a Mortal Kombat movie came out this year. Another Street Fighter is coming out this year. So video game IP is the new hot IP. They've moved off of superheroes, and now they're going to video games. Those Sonic movies, they keep making them. They make a lot of money. So that's the one thing that has changed. The other thing that has changed is quote-unquote unknown talent getting the keys to the kingdom, so to speak. And they're getting their shot. And now that, like, Backrooms is tracking to do well, who knows what the numbers are going to be. But, if that does even okay, and then Obsession did okay, like, obviously these are all still in the horror genre, even the Markiplier thing too. Like, horror is so hot right now, and then it's so hot right now. And then if you combine that with the fact that a lot of these people have built-in audiences with the social media presence that they built over the years, like, studios are just going to be like, okay, you guys are up. And you still have to have original ideas, though. And I feel like the concept of the film is the big star of it. Like, when you saw the Obsession trailer, you're thinking, that's a cool idea. You're not thinking like, oh, that's the girl from Superman and Lois, or hey, that's the guy from that sketch where those 2 guys do like weird, funny stuff all the time. So I don't know. I just think way more YouTube talent is going to start getting plucked up to make their own shit. And I, for one, cannot wait to see more influencers and online personalities. Look, like, I'm first in line for the Plus Size Park Hoppers movie whenever it comes out. You know, I'm going to be in all my Disney gear for that one. Do we do another top 5? Maybe I'll wait a few minutes. I'm seeing Backrooms this weekend, by the way. Kane Parsons, 20 when he directed it. So obviously I'm seething with jealousy. It's funny when your generation and younger generations start naming their inspirations for their work, because I'm used to like old filmmakers referencing like The Bridge on the River Kwai and Streetcar Named Desire and Brando, and now people are making like smash hit movies, and they're like, yeah, a really important film for me growing up was a very goofy movie. It really informed a lot of the themes in this film. And, you know, someone will be like top of the box office, and they'll be like, what was your inspiration? And they'll be like, yeah, it was the damn Daniel in the white vans again. Like, once I saw that, I really knew who I wanted my hero to be. That one stuck with me. But when you see Backrooms, give a shout out to Chris and Kara. Scream at the screen when that comes on. They did the casting for it. So let's all cheer. Let's all cheer when that couple names pop up on the screen. What? Puts the in my crack. Neck? Okay, what's next? I'm going to guess the neck bone's connected to the backbone? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, that's great. And now what is the back connected to? Well, the back is connected to the butt, but what's close to the... I'm going to go with... God, pussy and crack? Is that right? I'll bet it all. Sure, I'll just take a chance. No way! That is... Damn, dude. I cannot believe I guessed that right. That's fucking fire.
Falcon Punch!
All right. Guys, we got a new segment on Danny Mac's Awful Podcast that we're doing today. It's called Cool Guy Update. And we're going to check in with a cool guy and see what cool thing he's got to offer the world and he's doing. Cool guy of the week is UFC president Dana White. He's doing a tour of his house in this clip and showing off some modern art. Let's hear what he has to say.
This represents war. War is obviously about killing with the knife and the gun. War is all about money. And
okay, so first off, he is showing off what appears to be an AK-47 in his home behind glass, and it is printed over with the color of money. And as you heard Dana say, and just I'll run that back for you because this is pretty deep. It takes it's going to take listening to it a few times to really absorb the message behind the message.
This represents war. War is obviously about killing with the knife and the
gun. Yeah, war is about killing. Now, I mean, a gun representing war and killing, that is called thinking outside the box, my friends. What else does he have to say about this cool thing?
gun. War is all about money. Mm-hmm. And in the clip are all the things we kill for. The top one is oil. Second one is cocaine. Third one is gold. That's blood down there. Diamonds.
He's referencing the see-through part of the magazine, which he called a clip, which you'd think a gun guy would know about. And you can see through the bullets in these, and in them are cocaine and diamonds. And what does he say here?
Down there, diamonds, religious symbols, and the seeds they make heroin with.
Crazy.
This represents.
I love the guy at the end going crazy. He's just like, fuck, I wanted to be a journalist. This is not how I saw things playing out. Anyway, that's cool, guy. Damn, that's cool, man. That is fucking cool, dude. Unless you get one of those in your home, you are not a cool dude, my friends. And that leads me to our next top five. It's just top five craziness this week. We got top 5 things loved by douchebags. Number 5, Entourage. Yeah, it had to be on the list. Come on. Top 5 things loved by douchebags. Number 4, I got bacon. Sometimes they put it on donuts and they say, bacon on everything. Is that what they say? I don't know if they say that. Top 5 things loved by douchebags. core exercises. I'm sorry, but it's douchey. I'm douchey. I do them too sometimes. Top 5 things loved by douchebags. Cologne! Yeah. You meet a cologne guy, yeah, cover your nose and your ears. You're not going to like anything he's got to say. Top 5 things loved by douchebags. Number 5. You know it. You love it. It's so obvious. I don't even have to say it. Call of Duty. I'm getting pictures of the artwork that we're going to have for this week's episode. You know what's a lot of fucking effort for almost no reason is having new artwork for every single episode of this podcast. That is, I suspect that is something that is not going to last forever, my friends. It is just a lot of work. It's a lot of work for our dear sweet editor. And it's always like, I don't know, like I'm recording this. Like, the second this is done recording, it's going online because I am not doing this one early today. And, hold on. Diet Cherry Coke has something to say. It's, excuse me. Yeah, it's not cherry float. It's just Diet Cherry Coke, which, tough to find for the year of cherry Coca-Cola. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting pictures in right now. You're going to like this one if you like nerdy video games. By the way, I had to Google it. The origin of Fa is a distorted vocal snippet created in 2024 by TikToker and YouTuber Talion. So, there we go. I did the one thing I said I didn't want to do, which is... But I'm glad I Googled it because I never would have known. I got a book recommendation for you guys. I've been reading a lot of sci-fi this year. And if you would like to read a good science fiction book in the sun this summer, I recommend a book called Seven Eves. Seven Eves. It's one word, but it kind of sounds like two different words. Seven and Eves. Seven Eves is the name of the book. It's by Neil Stevenson. And it gave me nightmares. It's a pretty grounded look at what could happen if something extreme happened to the moon. Well, basically, this is not really a spoiler. It happens immediately in the book, but almost right off the bat, something happens, and the moon breaks into 7 pieces. I think it's 7 pieces, and everyone's like, "Oh, crazy! What was that? Like a little tiny meteorite that smashed through it?" Anyways, this astronomer is like, and he does some math and he figures out that the moon is going to continue to break up into smaller and smaller pieces, and then the gravity of Earth is going to drag all those pieces down, and that's going to cause something called hard rain, and the atmosphere will heat, and the oceans will boil. Basically, the Earth is going to get pelted with chunks of the moon for 10,000 years, and it's going to make the Earth uninhabitable for close to 10,000 years. And now... And this is going to happen soon. Like, they've got like 6 months or something. So now everyone who's on the International Space Station is told, not only are you not coming home, there's not going to be a home. You have to stay there. We're going to frantically send stuff up to the International Space Station and people up there. And we're going to build onto it, add to it. And your goal is to keep humanity alive in space for 10,000 years until we can go back to Earth. And there's just some pretty haunting, honest, like what would really happen in this situation? Who are the people that get to go up there? Scenarios that go down. And yeah, it freaked me out. It's got the last sort of act of the book feels wildly different than the first in a cool way. But anyway, Seven Eves by Neil Stevenson. That is my nerdy-ass book recommendation for you today, my friends. And now, I think it's time we do something we haven't done in a while here on the pod. We're going to do a top 5 list, everybody. This minute. Top 5 expressions that the biggest train wreck people you know love to post. Number 5. What do we got here for number 5? We've got family over everything. Family over everything. Oh, really? The ones you choose to stick with are the ones who share your name and bloodline? That's very convenient for you, that the only people that you deem important enough are the ones who cannot distance themselves from you on a genetic level. Family over everything. Yes, watch out. If someone posts that, they are very likely going through some shit. Top 5 expressions the biggest train wreck people you know in your life love to post. Next up, we've got real eyes, real eyes, real lies. You ever seen this one? If you hear someone repeat this maxim unironically, you should keep your eyes on your drink at all times, or at the very least cover it with your hand or a coaster because you are in danger. Also, realize, realize, real lies, often spoken by the fakest person you know. Top 5 expressions that the biggest train wreck in your life loves to post. When my circle got smaller, my vision got clearer. These fucking people, these walking dog messes, they love quotes about their circles, don't they? When my circle got smaller, my vision got clearer. What about this? Your circle got smaller because you're the type of person who talks about keeping a small circle and everyone got sick of you because you're insufferable and they stopped texting you back. Your circle didn't get smaller. You don't have friends. I think that's another way to look at it. Top 5 expressions that big old train wreck people love to post. You were waiting for this one. If you don't have haters, you're doing something wrong. What a fun twist on I'm awful and most people dislike me. Yes, you need people to hate you to indicate that you're on the right track. So that, you know, Henry Winkler, Malala, Puppies, the Big Brothers program, Bill Hader, the late Tony Bennett, you all suck because you don't have any haters. You must be doing everything wrong as fuck. Idiots. Top expressions that the biggest train wreck people in your life love to post. The worst one of all. If you're reading this, you made the cut. Remember those people you forgot they existed, and then you see that they've posted that they have been mass deleting people off social media, like they're voting people off of an island, and you had no idea that you were in their own dumbass little Squid Games elimination contest with everyone that they've followed since 2009. Yeah, guess what? I didn't want to make the cut. You can go ahead and treat me like Joey Gladstone and cut me out. Blowy Gladstone, I believe is his name. Is it Blowy? Yeah, Blowy Gladstone from Full Mouth. Full Mouth. It's Full House. Bunch of fucking perverts. Wait, where's that Trump drop with the... No.
We don't like
No, I think I got rid of the one where he says...
They're professionals, you know, with their mouth.
No, I did not. There we go. I can't say no to the Donnie classics, can I? If I may get serious for a moment with you guys...
You are one pathetic loser.
I didn't even say anything yet, okay? Back the fuck off. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Something has been bothering me lately, and this is what it is. I feel like we can all name women who are icons in the gay community, but it's much tougher to identify the opposite, male icons, in the lesbian community. And we all know that the opposite of a gay man is a gay woman. They are to one another dogs to cats, apples to oranges, which must mean that the perfect male lesbian icon would be the opposite of what most female gay icons represent. Women like Britney Spears, Madonna, Judy Garland, Lady Gaga, all icons in the male gay community. So now we take those names, and what we can do is reverse engineer the perfect Wario to their Mario and find a champion for lesbians everywhere. So what do Britney, Madonna, Judy Garland, Lady Gaga have in common? Well, a lot of things. They're known for their beautiful singing voices and their music careers. They're known for being glamorous, their theatricality, their high fashion. They have dramatic flair, and they're vulnerable and emotionally available. And so knowing that, I give you top 5 male icons for lesbians. Let's hit the drum roll. Top 5 male icons for lesbians. Number 5. And number 4. And number 3 and 2 and 1 are all the same. It's Nick Offerman, a.k.a. Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. That is the answer, and I will accept No other answers. Congratulations, Ron Swanson, a.k.a. Nick Offerman. We all know Bizarro World Liza Minnelli is Nick Offerman. This is scientific fact now. I want to give a shout-out to a close runner-up, Wreck-It Ralph. Well, folks, that's just about all the time I have today for you. We'll be back next week with a brand new Danny Mac's Awful podcast, but if you are a Patreon subscriber, the show will go on. We are going to continue for just a few minutes. And if you're not a Patreon subscriber, please consider, for the price of less than a cup of ass, folks. And I know inflation is up, but the price of a cup of ass has remained relatively stable throughout these tumultuous times. Strait of Hormuz not affecting ass per gallon. So that's good. Anyway, consider subscribing to the Patreon. It's the top link in the show notes, my friends. So you just, whatever you're listening to this on, pop it open on your phone or your browser, and then underneath there's a dumb explanation of what the episode is, which often doesn't really say anything informative at all. And then there's the little link there. I would love to have you as a Patreon member.